Hey everybody, hope you're doing well today. My name is Eric Croft with Command Your Legacy, former PT struggler, former cancer survivor, and I'm here to talk to you about I Choose. I've been going through a series of this, talking about the choices we make in life and what we have the ability to do and the ability to have in life through the choices we make. Uh, I started out saying that you always have a choice in everything you do. If you're faced with adversity and faced with an issue or a struggle of some sort, you always have a choice to get out of that, the path you take. And with that, you also can pull from the experience that from previous struggles that you can use in order to get through the current struggle that you're in. And you also have the ability to plan. The ability to map out and create a roadmap to push yourself through, using those previous experiences on what it was that helped you get through your past struggle. Take that, plan it out, and create your small goals in order to achieve your bigger goal of getting through that struggle, right? Then we talked about your circle, those people that are around you, those people that love on you, the people that support you and give you the encouragement you need in order to push through your struggle. And removing those people that speak negativity in your life and replacing them with people that actually lift you up and bring you through to increase you and not decrease you. Then we talked about the control you have over your situation and you create within your situation, right? I've talked to you about how, through my former PT, struggling with PT, getting through the PT test with my military career, how it was affecting my career, how it was keeping me from advancing in my career, keeping me from going to schools, keeping me from being promoted, keeping me from assignments that I wanted to take. It all ended up centering around my PT test. So I had to make a choice. I had to make a choice to take a path that was going to increase me and not decrease me. I had to create experience because I really didn't have experience previously. I had to draw off of others that had the experience that I was looking for in order to push through, and I implemented that experience in order to create a plan based off of somebody else's experience in order to get me through. And the circle around me, my peers, my family, everybody that helped me lift me up to increase my ability to pass my PT test. And the control that I had over that. I knew I had control of my career, and I knew that it centered around my PT test. So I took that control and implemented it and developed a new path. Reset my mind in what I really wanted. I knew I wanted to have a good career, but I wasn't doing anything to make that happen. I was not bringing out the powerful me to push myself into that goal that I wanted to achieve. I was just expecting a magic wand to hit me on the head one day and be like, poof, you lost 50 pounds and you're all God Almighty in PT. Didn't happen. I had to work at it. I had to create a plan. I had to do things with my circle to help me get through. Therefore, it prepared me for my next struggle, which was being diagnosed with cancer. Little known to me. So all of that put together. So throughout this process, for myself in this struggle, I had to look and decide of what was important over the urgent. It was urgent for me to pass the PT test because it was urgent for me to be able to get the ability to pass the PT test. The importance of passing it was to enhance my career. I always came up with excuses, one way or another. Don't have time to put into it. I'm not going to be that good. It's never going to happen to me. Oh, look at that person over there. They're all so good at PT. But I wanted all that. I was wishing I had the time. And I felt like that I did not have the time because I was focusing on other stuff. Just stuff in the end. Just, well, I was making an excuse. Oh, well, I've got to go do this, so I can't go work out. I can't focus in on my PT. This other stuff was in the way. But little did I know it was an excuse to keep me distracted from what was really important. And then when the PT test was coming, it was like, oh no, this is urgent. I've got to get myself ready. So it was urgent for me to be ready within a week or two of that PT test. So I was sprinting into that PT test, and I wasn't able to really overcome what I wanted to overcome. Instead of focusing on what was important, was preparing myself for the PT test further out. The urgent things in front of us take over the things of what we really want to do. Those urgent things take over what we really want to do. Because I was urgent into getting that PT test, getting myself ready to the PT test a week or two out, I was not able to focus in on other areas of my life because I was so focused in on that urgent shortcoming of me being able to get into that PT test, right? And at that point, those are times that we often feel overwhelmed and rushed, and that was where I was at. I was overwhelmed and I was rushed, and I was in a frantic that I was not going to be able to pass this PT test because I was urgently trying to get myself there, instead of focusing on the importance prior to. This is one thing that I learned from this, and this is a tip that I can give you. You push yourself to never say there's never enough time. Push yourself. If you start giving yourself that mindset that there's never enough time, when in all reality, the reality here is that we have time for what we choose to do, but we have the time what we choose to have time for. I chose not to make time to get myself prepared for my PT test. There may be other things. You choose to not make time for friends when you really want to be there, but all this other stuff gets in the way. So you can't go have dinner with your friends. You have an important project at work, and you really need to be doing it, and you just don't, your mindset is not there, and you just don't really feel like it. So you've created other stuff to get in the way, to distract you from what's important. And then when the project's due, you're urgently trying to get yourself to get it finished, right? Another example for that is, you're going to the doctor. Going to the doctor is urgent when you're sick. In all reality, taking care of yourself is what's really important. So if you were taking care of yourself, it wouldn't be urgent for you to go to the doctor. You stay healthy. You keep yourself healthy, so you're not as sick all the time. I get that just like with my cancer, that's just one thing that you really can't control, but I could control the situation. But I mean, the situation I could control is important to me after my cancer surgeries, that I increase myself to an ability to where I can regain my strength that I had prior. That was important. The urgent would have been as if I would have just let it go, and something else would have come up because I did not take care of myself, and I was urgently and frantically trying to create a way for me to overcome. But I did not put myself into that urgency. I created the important, which was important to me, was to recover from that surgery, and recover right, and recover in a way that I knew by bringing in that past experience and planning it out, and creating my circle of people around me to give me opportunity to lift myself up and to lift me up and give me support and say, you're going to get this, you're going to go overcome this cancer. And the control that I had in that. If you consistently do things that are important, you have fewer things that are urgent. Consistently doing the things that are important reduces the urgency later. But I can tell you, you rarely have the opposite. Doing things that are urgent all the time consistently does not increase the important, right? So if you're doing the important things first and then reducing your urgency because of it, doing those important things, you will have you'll be happier. Things will run a lot smoother. You're not in a frantic all the time because you're doing urgent. Reduce that urgency. Do what's important. And I can tell you that, how many of you are actually distracted from what is important? Like I've been talking about. Can you raise your hand? Say, that's me. You're always distracted from what's important, right? People are distracted with the cry of the urgent over what is actually important in the end. Because that urgency is, we don't want to do it, but we know we have to do it, so we cry and whine and just get disgruntled about it, so it makes us upset. Think of the things that are most important to you in life that have been distracted from because of the urgent. What's the most thing that's important to you in life? And what's so urgent that's keeping you from that importance? Give you 3 more tips here. Create artificial deadlines. These are things that will help you work on the importance over the distraction. So if you have something that you know is important, number 1 is create a artificial deadline. What that'll do is it'll make you more productive throughout your week. Hard deadlines force you to say no to other things that can distract you. And it helps create a decision factor. Your decisions become faster because you set yourself a hard deadline that you want to meet. So you know that these little things over here will not get in the way. The stuff, you won't let this stuff get in the way. Number 2, be ruthless. Be ruthless and selective of your yeses. When things are presented to you that are a distractor of what's important, think about it before you say yes. Should I really be doing this, and what is this going to do for me in order to help me achieve this important thing I need to do over here, so I'm not urgently, frantically trying to come back to this important thing to me. The barrier to a meaningful life is a lack of commitment. That's a barrier in life. Busyness does not necessarily mean that we're productive. In the end, you can be busy all the time. You're busy, busy, busy here. There's a song out there, there's a Christian song that talks about, waking up and being busy, just trying to get through life, and instead of just stopping and just breathe when things get so overwhelmed. What's important? Stopping and breathing and figuring out what's important. Do the things that have the highest impact on what is going to help you with that importance. And choose that is what matters most to you. Choose those things. That's number 3. Choose the things that actually matters to you. What really matters? In the end, you have time for what you want to make time for, and what you choose to make time for. You choose what you want to make time for in order to. So, what's your choice? Is your choice to make the time to ensure that you focus on important? Or is your choice to go over here and do this stuff that in the back of your mind is going to create urgency later to reach that important? With my PT test, I chose to take a different path, and I knew that I had control, so I took control of that. So I chose to develop a lifestyle physically in order to not live in urgent. I now live in important. That's my mindset. My mindset lives in importancy, not in urgency. That's where I live, is in the importance. In the end, you can have excuses, or you can end up making progress, but you can't have both. Your excuses limit you from your progress because they hold you back. So take time to look at what's important to you and figure out if you are making the time for what is important to you. And if this stuff over here can be reduced in order for you to really focus in and put your blinders on and hit that important. That's what's going to help you be successful in things. So I hope this was of some value to you today, and I hope that you share this. Somebody may need to hear this, whoever it may be. So please take the opportunity to share this with friends and family, co-workers, whoever you may know that may need to hear this today. So I'm glad you joined me for this, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.